Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and today I'm doing this little watercolor painting of a horse. Raise your hand if you're surprised. This really was last minute. I had completely different plans for my video and they did not go according to plan. So I sketched a horse and started painting it, and I'm actually really glad I did this. It was genuinely last minute. I just did the first thing that came into my brain. And please know that my cat is in the room and yelling a little bit. So if you hear her meowing, that's why. She's fine. She just is needy and elderly. But yeah, I decided to do a like red, orange, and it's blue technically, but I used Payne's Gray for the color scheme, which is the opposite. Like I did the orange blue the orange red background, and the blue horse is the opposite of my Fireheart image, Goodnight Fireheart, which is my profile picture and the image you'll see at the end of all my videos. And I just really like this color scheme. It's kind of one of my favorites. I couldn't tell you why for any reason other than I just think it's nice. It's pretty, and yes, they're technically complementary, so that's pretty great too. This was all just me improvising. I didn't plan this at all. Like I said, I just was like, well, I need to do something, and drawing a horse is what I'm good at. So I did that, and then I painted it. What was really nice though was that, you know, I didn't use a reference. I didn't have to be looking at something to do this. I was just painting and getting into the flow, and it was so nice to not have to worry about it and to just kind of let my brain and my creativity do what it wanted to do. I haven't done something like this for a really long time, and I like in the middle of it I was like, oh yeah, I really love doing this. Like this just freehanding it kind of thing is one of my favorite relaxing ways to paint. So I definitely need to do more of this. I guess if you have any like suggestions for horsey type paintings, like color schemes or compositions, subject specifically, but we're going horse themed here, let me know, just so I can brainstorm little paintings like this. And if you want to see more of this, let me know too. That would be good to know, I guess. Like I said, I used Payne's Gray for the horse. I didn't mix any other colors with the Payne's Gray. I just varied the pigment load on my brush to get shadows and highlights and the amount of water that I used. I was originally gonna paint snails this week. I think garden snails are cute, and I'm sure that I'll feel more annoyed by them when I actually have a garden someday. But right now I just like watching them. They hang out in my window well. So I was gonna paint some snails, and I did paint snails, but they didn't turn out very well, and I rushed it. And after doing this painting, I kind of feel like I want to try the snails again, but take a completely different approach, because I was like trying to follow the references really close that I had taken of snails, but I wasn't really actually paying that much attention, and it just didn't work. It wasn't great. So yeah, that. Hi. Sorry. But yeah, I think I'd like to try that again. Maybe I'll do some little snails with mushrooms. or something, very cute and very cliche, I guess. I don't care about cliche. Like, embrace your cringe, please. Do what you love, do what makes you happy, and who cares what anyone thinks, as long as you're not hurting anyone. Anyway, point is, I did paint snails. They didn't turn out well, and I guess what they ended up being good for was that they helped me warm up really well, and so I was able to go into this painting with like a conscious realization of I need to slow down and I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I feel like there's a lot with this painting that isn't exactly how I would want it to be, and yet overall I'm quite pleased with it. I didn't totally know where I was going with it. Just a second, I have to let her out. I didn't totally know where I was going with it, but I did know that I wanted to kind of go with the same theme as Goodnight Fireheart, which has a sort of flame horse motif if you're looking close, and there's like a starry background. So I was kind of going in the same direction. The only difference being that this is just a random horse and Goodnight Fireheart is dedicated to my horse Tanzin. Yeah, but I actually do want to do more Goodnight or like Fireheart themed paintings. I really have some cool ideas, I guess, so that'll happen one of these days. As I was doing this, I really wanted to keep the legs specifically really simple. Like, I wanted there to be definition in the muscle and bone structure of the face, but I didn't want that to be the case for the legs. I wanted them to kind of blend into each other and to sort of melt into the ground beneath them. I really like simple watercolors that have simple gradients and where the paint is allowed to some degree to bloom and do what watercolor does on its own. So with the face, I'm trying to maintain a lot of control, and then with the legs, I want control, but only to a point. It's really interesting to, I guess it's what I'm trying to say is it's interesting to find the balance between control and letting go, and that's kind of what watercolor is about for me. And I feel like when I use reference photos, I tend to have this sense that I need to have more control because I need it to look like what I'm referencing from more exactly. And that's a thing that I'm trying to learn to relax about, is to not have to have my paintings look exactly like reference material, which is why this was actually really nice, because I feel like there's a lot of things that I'll sort of realize, but if I don't write it down, I forget. And like I said, I haven't done something like this for years, so it wasn't something that was consciously on my mind. But doing this exercise, which wasn't an exercise, it just ended up being a really good learning experience and a reminder of it's okay to relax and to let it do what it's gonna do, and to also just have it not be perfectly realistic. It's funny because as a teenager, I did a lot of like surrealism in my drawings, and it wasn't like a conscious decision. It just sort of happened, and I did it all the time. And as I've gotten older, it's very interesting to see the directions I've gone in. Like, as a teenager, I was very into realism. I did like photographic realism portraits, and and yet when I was sketching for myself, I was doing my characters and like fan art and stuff, but it was very surrealistic in a lot of cases. And then as I've gotten older, I have moved away from the surrealism, and yet I like my paintings and my work to not look photographic anymore. I like looser brushstrokes. I like being able to see the texture of the pencil and the paint, and I like seeing the strokes. I like seeing that it's not a photo, that it is a work of art. And so it's very interesting to see the juxtaposition of those things, and how what I want is constantly evolving and trying to capture those things and to figure out where I'm going with things. So this was just fun because I was able to kind of embrace the surrealistic kind of approach that I used to take, and it was honestly, this was one of the most relaxing pieces of art I have done in a really long time. So that says something. I should probably pay attention, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to create kind of a smoky effect, or a nebulous effect, I guess. Although smoke was the original intention. So I wanted the horse to kind of look smoky. But I mean, like you saw at the beginning, the title I gave it is Her Dark Fire. So smoky. Also, I specifically went with her instead of his because I'm doing like male characters and male horses. So I was like, this one's gonna be a mare, I have decided. And yeah, so here I've taken white gouache, added a little bit of brightening inside the ears, the eye, and the nostril. I decided that despite the fact that it's supposed to have kind of a fiery motif, I really wanted there to be stars in the smoky horse. It doesn't have to make sense. It's surrealism. But yeah, I just took some white Turner gouache. Oh, and if anyone's interested, the paint that I used is watercolor. Of course it's watercolor. I just woke up. It's first thing in the morning for me. It's Winsor & Newton Professional Watercolor. I got a 12 tube set for Christmas from my friend. It's really fantastic paint. I have noticed that for me, I'm realizing I need better paper. And this was decent paper compared to my first attempt with the snails. But yeah, I gotta experiment with paper. But the paint is amazing. I recommend it. The gouache is white Turner gouache. It's also excellent, so recommend both of those. The sketchbook that I'm working in is just a Strathmore watercolor sketchbook. It's quite old. I don't have any details on it. It also has just like regular drawing paper pages in it. It's not great, but it's decent paper. But yeah, here's the end. Thanks for joining me for this slightly rambly paint video. I hope that it was relaxing for you and that maybe you learned something. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe if you feel the urge, and I will see you next time. Bye!